From the Canopy is brought to you by Brooklyn's own Indians and Robbers Apparel and Art.
Hey folks, man, this is Cory, and we're back with another From the Canopy podcast episode, and this is the Movie Massacre. This is a podcast about film by way of news, trailers, and reviews, and we're doing as always. We got my co-host here, brand new to Instagram, Bobby Blockbuster.
Yo, yo, yo.
And we got my other co-host here, we got Cornelius, aka Evil Courtney. What?
What you say?
Yeah, you didn't get... Okay. All right, we caught that. Yeah, man, it's another week, man. More shit going down, man. Crazy weather, you know. Prayers out to Texas, man.
Yo. There you go.
Shout out to Texas. They're going through it right now. It's unprecedented weather there, and talk about a government not being prepared to help its citizens out. That kind of fuckery. But other than that, also, I want to apologize to Kid Cudi, man. There was like some unnecessary slander in the last episode that we just published today, and I finally hit the playback on it. I was like, damn, bro. I think I was really body shaming him, man. He can't help how he was born. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm sorry, man. I apologize.
We still listen to your music sometimes, maybe.
What is making noise over there? What are you doing?
Nothing.
All right, but yeah, we're here to talk about film, man. We got, I got some news here today this time. I didn't have no news last week, so we'll go through this real quick. Well, it's interesting, man. I just seen that Jafar has been cast in the Black Adam film, you know, as the villain. So we're talking about Jafar. Let me find this actor's name, man. Marwan Kenzari, who played Jafar in the, what's my man's name? The director, Aladdin, you know, the recent Aladdin. Who's the director?
Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, Guy Ritchie directed Aladdin. He played the villain. A lot of people didn't like his Jafar turn, and I thought he was good, but maybe they didn't let him Jafar it up enough. But it's kind of interesting that he's been cast as the villain for Black Adam, and all they have him as the villain. They don't say who the villain is or any of that shit. It's interesting too. This thing.
Black Adam is actually a villain.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy too.
So it's gonna be like a super good guy. Or?
I don't know what the fuck they're doing over here, man. It's DC, man. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. But anyway, this thing has been in production for a long time. The Rock has been attached to it. I think that's the only thing that's kept the momentum going. But it seems like lately we've been getting more people added to this cast. So maybe there's a possibility that this thing will finally actually get to shooting. It was actually scheduled to come out in 2021, but that deadline has been blown to shit. It hasn't started shooting yet.
Yeah, you remember like years ago when DC had that whole lineup, like they're gonna have a Flash movie, they was gonna have the Batgirl movie, and then there was gonna be like 4 Batman films, and then they were gonna have like if you go back a couple of years ago, they had a whole film lineup on all the films that they were gonna be making.
That sounded like when Wizard Magazine used to do those casting.
They told me that Jean-Claude Van Damme was going to play Gambit in the first X-Men movie when I was in 5th grade.
Wizard. That sounded like some
that was fancy casting.
And also coming out of the same camp, all my shit's DC related, or kind of. So according to this, man, Flash is actually filming, which is kind of weird because I don't know if this photo confirms that, but apparently there's a photo out from the Flash set that supposedly confirms that the Flash film is actually filming. And it's crazy because you just see someone standing in behind, like this could be standing out back of a Walmart. For all I know, it's just a warehouse door in the parking lot with a gate.
Looks like not loading down.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't know. They tell us that it's filming, but I don't know.
I don't believe them.
Shout out to Eric Ways at Concentrated Podcast, and he said they're probably filming extra scenes for the Snyder Cut. So yeah, it's wild, man.
Who's even supposed to be the director of Flash?
I don't know, dude.
The guy that did the film Dope, and he's actually did a couple episodes of Mandalorian. I cannot think of his name.
Yeah, so apparently Barbara Muschetti, the producer of The Flash and spouse of the director Andy Muschietti. So Andy Muschietti is going to be directing this. They posted the picture from the set to Instagram. And like I said, we're just going to have to go take their word for it. That it's under production. Well, speaking of DC, or DC related people,
I wonder if there's going to be a Man of Steel sequel, because I've been really waiting on a Man of Steel sequel for like the last 10 years.
I think they're going to abandon that thread, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because Zack Snyder now he's developing Faithful, which is going to be a new King Arthur film. And I predict this is going to be dead on arrival because King Arthur is box office poison. I've been saying this for years on here. If you've been a listener, a faithful listener, them King Arthur related and Robin Hood. Those are the last Robin Hood that probably did anything that was solid, probably made a noise was the Kevin Costner.
The Prince of Thieves. And I stand. I really like that movie.
It made money.
But I like that shit.
It got some critical acclaim. But since then, all the Robin Hood movies sucked ass. Like I saw the last one with Jamie Foxx. I was in the store the other day and I saw it on the shelf, the Blu-ray, and I was like, hey.
No, the one with Russell Crowe.
They call it out to you.
The only other what is it? Robin Hood esque was it Men in Tights?
Yeah.
That was Mel Brooks.
Yeah, that was cool, but that was because it was making fun of the awesome ass Prince of Thieves.
Yeah, so according to this, Zack Snyder, he's going to be developing Faithful, which is going to be a King Arthur movie. It's based on the legend of King Arthur, but other details about the project are scant. So I guess we'll know more as it gets closer to what's going on. But I don't know, bro. We'll see.
If we choose to know, we might just.
I mean, I would feel great, honestly. For me, right now,
I would feel great if I had like $1 million and I could go to the movies.
Yeah, I guess, but. Just as far as this individual project, though, I would feel better if it was Zack Snyder writing this thing. So I need to look into that, see if he's doing that. Because I don't know. Like I feel like he's better when he's directing material that's not his. He's not the writer on it. Those films tend to, land higher on my list, ranking, with him. But we'll see.
When he's the writer?
When he's not the writer. Yeah. I feel like
what is he written? He hadn't written. You might want to look it up. Some of the films you think he might have written, he didn't write.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
I think Sucker Punch might be one of the few ones he's written. Because I don't even think he didn't even write Batman vs Superman or Justice League.
Real?
Yeah, you might want to look it up. It was actually another writer.
I don't know. You don't have no writer credit.
Google it.
That's interesting. All right. Well, maybe he just shouldn't do movies at all. How about that? Hot take. We're cooking in the middle of February.
Yeah. Someone's got their air fryer on.
Yeah.
All right, that's it, man. Let's get to these trailers, man.
Fucking A. Well, this is no take on any of us, but this movie is called Old, and we're all so young, so rock and roll on that. But the movie's called Old, and it is our next M. Night Shyamalan film. Which,
okay.
It debuted to us. I saw
a trailer
during the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, that was when I got the first trailer.
There was a trailer.
Yeah, slightly. It was one of the more entertaining parts of the Super Bowl because the actual game sucked. So I was looking out for.
I lost 100 on that. Fucking Chiefs couldn't cover the spread.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I want to talk about it.
Hey, don't gamble. Don't gamble.
No, it's not good. It's not good for your heart. But so nevertheless, the film is called Old, and it is an up-and-coming American supernatural psychological horror / thriller film written and directed and produced by the one and only M. Night Shyamalan, inspired by the graphic novel Sand Castle, which was written by Pierre Oscar Levy and Frederick Peters.
This is promising. See, he's not adapting his own story.
Yes, so he's actually taking something and trying to make it a little bit, I don't want to say make it better, but just put some sugar and spice on it.
I haven't heard about
Okay, I'm just going to tell y'all this. When theaters open back up, and when Old comes out, you know what's going to happen?
Good.
You're gonna be there.
It's gonna be just like the theaters closed because I'm not going to see it
Why not?
at all.
What's wrong with
No, I don't.
Well, see,
Don't do
so,
them like Shyamalan
so
anymore.
here's my thing too. I was about to comment on that, but
actually,
what else? What's the story about though? What is this shit? What's the synopsis? Let me get into my.
That's kind of really all they've given me.
Okay, so they're on.
So they're giving us.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing too, because like I got several directors right now that I'm kind of on my shitty list. Like I saw Cornelius posted a story about Scorsese lady, and I ain't like his last outing. I didn't like Shyamalan's last outing, but he is still a director that piques my curiosity whenever he comes out. And the thing too, I was going to point out about this property.
Yeah, it piques my.
I haven't read this. I haven't read this story or read this graphic novel, and I want to keep it that way because I feel like there's going to be people out there that are going to go ahead and jump the gun and read this and do that. And like, nah, I'm gonna keep it where I'm at. And then go to the movie and see it, and it's probably going to be the best. If I see the original work, then I'm going to be comparing that, and it might.
Was Charlemagne's last attempt Glass?
Yeah, it was trash.
Okay, we already broke it.
him directing the story that he wrote.
No, and that's cool because not for nothing. Before Glass, fucking Split was cool, and I loved The Visit. I thought his take on the Hansel and Gretel situation was great. So I mean. Like I'm a sucker for Shyamalan. Like I
saw a
I
story.
Like more of his films than I dislike.
I saw a story earlier that Spike Lee said he might be open to directing a Marvel film, and I was like, I'm fine with that too, as long as Spike doesn't write it.
Yeah,
maybe. I mean, there's a lot of these directors I feel like lately that have been. I don't know. Maybe I mean Spike has been great, over the years, but Spike is in this real realm where like. The last films that I really liked were things that works that he hadn't himself got behind, like 25th Hour or the
Love 25th
Inside Job, you know what I'm saying? Or, something like that where he's adapting someone's work versus what he's done himself. And maybe M. Night can return to form by adapting this.
I think this film's going to hit, you know what I'm saying? Because what I saw from the trailer, I mean, it just really, it looks like it's going to have some substance to it. I think it's a lot more than just people getting old. It looks kind of like they're like stuck on this island where maybe age is a factor, almost like Peter Pan Neverland type shit where like the kids that like the older ones or might be
maybe there's like some type of time
animosity towards the youngins. Yeah, something going on. But I mean, most of the time, he when he twists and turns in the right ways, it's really good.
It's few and far between. But I'm not even gonna front though, man. Like I hated how the what was the Split. We've got I call it the Unbreakable.
It's Unbreakable.
I hated how it ended,
and then Glass.
I hated how he ended it, but honestly. Two thirds of that thing were excellent. Yes. So like I can't even totally dismiss them, to be honest. But I'll check this out.
I'm gonna check it out. You know what I'm saying? So we'll tell you how it is, Corny.
What else you got?
Okay. When you give your review in a year or two from now, whenever the theaters open up in the future, you'll be like, oh man, that movie sucked, and I'm gonna be like, I remember telling you how.
Just to clarify, we don't even have to wait a year or two because it drops July 23rd, 2021.
And it's fine to be wrong here. I jump out the window all the time, and I be falling.
Yeah,
nobody catch me
all the time. I can barely pronounce.
That's fine. This is the same place.
I can barely pronounce people's names that I talk about. You know what I'm saying?
If you want to say Zack Snyder sucks and he does something good, then I'm gonna have to eat that. I don't care.
That's why we all own air fryers now. Sometimes you gotta cook it before you eat it.
What else you got, man?
So the next
I'm talking shit about fucking air fryers too.
What else you got, man?
Air fryers like the best invention ever. I reheated a pizza out in an air fryer before we started this show, and I set up and let it sit up the pizza for a good 15 minutes, and I bit into the pizza. It was still hot. Burned my damn tongue.
Damn,
just wait, man.
Need more patience.
Yeah.
What you got next?
So what I got next is a film called Son. S-O-N. This one actually really looks interesting to me. It's a horror-esque film. Drops March 5th, 2021, and it's pretty much centered around a young boy that he contracts.
Is he somebody's son?
Huh?
Is he somebody's son?
I think so.
I would thought he was.
I thought he was saying S-U-N. You know, I feel
like son, like that's my son.
Yeah, I got
you. Okay. So in the movie, he's somebody's son.
Not squinting, but costing money. So he's a somebody's son, and so pretty much it's a young boy that contracts a mysterious illness, and his mother is trying to figure out how far she'll go to protect him from the terrifying forces that are coming up from her past. So it looks like a little bit of like
death panels.
I think it's gonna be a little bit of that, like, we're gonna have like that, like paranormal kind of thing. He might be a little possessed.
That dude.
She might have a demon on her back.
She man from Autobiography of
she might have a demon on her back that decides that he don't want her no more and he wants her kid. It could be a little bit of that shit, but what I got from the trailer looked interesting enough to me that I brought.
You like possessed kid movies, yo?
Well, that's because I don't have a possessed kid. So you know what I'm saying. If I had to deal with that shit, I would never bring this shit up.
Throw him out the window.
I'm like, oh man, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I went home, my daughter was like, Daddy, I make dinner, and it looked all fucking crazy and shit. I wouldn't talk about this shit. I'm dealing with that shit in real life. But nevertheless, this one looks, it looks cool. It looks like it's gonna follow the same suit as like what you get out of like the Babadook or something like that. Antlers, which we've been kind of waiting on. Things of that nature. So. Looks cool.
Put Antlers back.
What episode of The Wire are you watching?
Put Antlers back. Season 4. I'm not sure what episode. Probably in the beginning though. I'd say maybe 2 or 3. The man Cuddy going around.
Probably the one where they trying even selling drugs.
Trying to box people and bang people's moms. Teach kids how to box and bang their moms when they bring food around. Oh, damn. So it sounds crazy.
It's not the one where they're on the dock. That's for sure.
What else you got?
Season 2 was the
worst.
I like that one though. Get them pit bulls, man. Cheese. Come on, son. That dude's all right.
But
since y'all live like in Baltimore, how many places?
We don't live in Baltimore.
Nah,
we live in fucking Maryland.
That might as well. Baltimore.
Baltimore is in Maryland.
Baltimore to us is like
Montgomery County. Yeah,
it is close, but Baltimore to us is like you to Mississippi.
Yeah, man.
It's a whole nother world, dude. We're not there. We are closer to DC than Baltimore, so
that's the fact.
So we're on the point that still identifies with the DC side versus.
That's why it's the DMV, not DMV.
Yeah, it's
what?
From Baltimore too, I would think, man.
No, I don't even say DMV. I don't even know Virginia. Who the fuck goes to Virginia? Not me.
Lovers.
Oh my God! This is a wild episode. We might be cooking right now.
Shit. Okay.
You got one more?
I do have one more.
What you got?
It's called Come True.
No.
So this one caught my eye for 2 reasons. First off, it's an IFC film, so I love that shit, right? It drops March 12th, 2021, and it's pretty much surrounding around this young teenage girl that strange events start to like plague her while she's participating in a scientific experiment to stop her nightmares. So it's almost like a regurgitated theme, but when I got to this trailer, it looked like they were going to try to, really give a good sci-fi / horror element to it. Maybe something kind of coinciding with like The Cell or, films along that genre. So for that reason alone, I was interested and, I'm on board. Come True. It comes out next month,
Okay.
A couple weeks from now.
All right, I'll check it out. Shit,
why not? IFC.
What am I thinking right now? I don't know. I guess it's time for reviews, man.
What's Corny thinking? He's got his thinking face on. Look at that.
No, I'm watching The Wire.
I started drinking too much earlier today. Like we had the Nintendo Direct, which is Nintendo's kind of their E3. So they present, tell you what's going on, and I did a live feed of that, and I drank before when that was going.
Shame on you.
And hey, I'm good, man. I'm good. But you know, we out here, you know. But but yeah, let's get into these reviews, man. We got a bunch of new films this week. Let me check my list though. Make sure I got don't miss nothing.
I'm ready to cook a couple of these ones you gonna bring on.
For real? Cook them, couple. I got a few of them here.
There's one I want to fucking bake.
For real?
Like, so I'm gonna overbake the biscuit.
I don't know, man. I feel like I didn't watch a dud so far this weekend, but I didn't watch a lot of films. So I'm gonna just start with Black Judas and
Judas and the Black
Messiah.
Yeah, my bad.
That one's not going to get
Judas and the Black Messiah. Yeah. So this is this HBO Max's new offering, and it's a telling of an informant, FBI informant who helps the FBI in bringing down Fred Hampton, man. And this thing is crazy, dude. This is actually a great film, man. What's wild about it is, let me bring my note up.
You want to borrow mine? I got plenty of them.
What's interesting, I mean, the focus of the story is kind of split between the two main characters, which is going to be Fred Hampton, played by David Kaluuya, and the informant who brings him down, played by Lakeith Stanfield. You know what I'm saying? And this is actually a real dude. These are real people. You know what I'm saying? The real consequences and real circumstances. And overall, I think this thing was amazing, dude. Like, just amazingly directed. The look and the feel of it. Amazing performances. Especially Lakeith Stanfield, man. So what stood out to me was it reminded me of the film Juice. Remember Juice after Raheem died and everyone's in the house, kind of after the funeral, and fucking Tupac walks in. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine Tupac's character playing this behind the scenes, undercover, devious role, but the whole film, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's crazy, dude. Like, it's really crazy, man. And it's like I said, it's just amazingly presented. Like Daniel Kaluuya, he does a great job playing Fred Hampton. The physicality of it, he even put on some weight for this thing, man. He looks like him, a bit. He sounds like him. And it's just great. I mean, they like, I think one of the complaints I saw earlier was like, it didn't get too deep into I'm like, yeah, but this is not that story.
It didn't need to. Like, I
feel like this is the film that's going to spark you to look deeper into these characters, into these people and deeper into their lives and the subject matter. This is like a window into this is telling you how he became assassinated. Because that's really what it was, man. Yeah. Like, even the way, like I knew about the Fred Hampton story before seeing this, but even as this thing played out, and this like, I feel like you can't really spoil this because this thing is following the true shit. So you know what happens, man. Yeah. And the way they portrayed it is the way it went down, and you're looking at it go down, and you're like, this is so fucked up on so many levels. You know what I'm saying?
It was to me. It was real interesting, kind of seeing. And you pretty much know that was true. Edgar Hoover's. Oh
my God, J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah, his how he saw things. Yeah. They're always against socialism, but that also kind of brings equality, and you can't really. What's the word?
I mean, part of
that. You never want anybody to just. I don't know. Overall the Panthers had like a good movement that they were. Pushing because they were pretty much kind of had basically socialism.
It was definitely
they were taking care of their communities. Taking care of their communities. Helping poor people and making sure people got fed, making sure kids got fed.
Yeah,
and then one of the main things about it, like gun rights and like. Kind of fighting the police on things because the police was harassing the fuck out of them.
The craziest scenes to me is like when Fred Hampton actually went to jail, and what he went to jail for was serving meals to kids and
ice cream.
So I'm like
$70 worth of stolen ice cream.
That's
what he went to jail.
It's ridiculous, dude. But
for me, like, this movie hit me like the same as watching like Fruitvale Station. Like, you watch it and you know the outcome, you know it's going to be bad, but you just want it to be different. Like, like at the end, when everything comes full circle, you just want it to be different. You hope that it's going to be different, and it's acted and portrayed so well that you think it could be different, but it's not. And that's the thing, like, that really just like was gut wrenching to me. Like, the acting, like you said, Corey, it was spot on. It was magnetic. I was drawn into the screen. Like, we got
the cast was crazy.
Oh, it's an all-star cast.
I mean, Daniel Kaluuya, like you said, Phil, Dominique Fishback, who did great in Power. What's that?
Project Power. Yeah, man.
She's making a way for herself, dude.
Yeah,
she played.
And then you got Jesse Plemons. He was in.
Jesse Plemons. He plays the agent that was kind of handling
mentor to Lakeith Stanfield.
Like Heath's character, Ashton Sanders. He pops up as one of the Panthers.
Well, I want to just say this about like Jesse Plemons. Anytime that motherfucker show up on the damn screen, I'd be like, somebody's gonna get screwed. As soon as he showed up, like in Breaking Bad years ago, shit went down.
You know what fucks me up about Jesse Plemons is, like, he looks in his face like he's thinking about so much, but also seems to be so dim.
It seems like
what are you thinking about, dog?
Yeah.
It's like how does your face draw?
He's laid awake of just characters I hate.
Yeah. I didn't like him in Fargo.
That's not
season 2.
Yeah, that's not.
I didn't like him in fucking Breaking Bad.
Yeah, he plays these despicable people that you grow up hating. So like I saw Corny posted earlier about a Scorsese film. And he's going to be in, and I'm like, fuck this movie off top just because his face was there.
That's the film.
About? You look like your brain don't even work.
I mean, but also maybe that's a testament too to this guy's ability. If he's causing reactions to me like that, then he's a good actor.
I still hate Monique for what she did to Precious. So she, that shit resonates with me for the rest of my life.
He's supposed to be in Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon, and that's pretty much that film about like when Native Americans had oil land-owned property that had oil and stuff in it, all the murders that came out of it, and then the government and groups were pretty much screwing them out of their land. Plemons, I think, will be one of the people that might be screwing motherfuckers out of land.
He looks like
look at
his face.
He
looks like he screws people.
Looking like that. This cast is stacked, and it's shot really well. It looks good. It looks like something of that time. Excuse me. And the music is fucking amazing. The music is a great compliment. He almost plays as another character to this film, man. Like, this definitely must see, man. This makes up for that bullshit Denzel movie that we got a few weeks ago.
Not only is it a must see, but I feel like it's a must own because, if you can stomach watching it again, once you know the outcome, once you really, really see, I think that there are a lot of things that I'm going to see in a second, third viewing that are going to be even more insightful, more impactful, because the first time watching it, I was just like so in awe, just shocked by.
You want to hear some crazy shit though? Trivia with this film. If you guys heard of the Lucas Brothers? Yeah, there's like stand-up comedian twin brothers. They had an animated show which was great, but they were actually two of the people. There was actually three of them that collaborated that wrote separate scripts for this film. So they even still have a writing credit on this film as not for screenplay but for story. You know what I'm saying? And they all jumped out there and dropped the same script at the same time. And I think the guy that ended up directing this film, his script actually got picked up and he, directed, but they had formed this little pact. It's like, all right, we're all going to put in on this and see what happens. And that was amazing to me. I couldn't picture this material coming, from that group of cats. You know what I'm saying?
Only thing about this film that I really don't like is since it was put on HBO Max, you kind of wonder what kind of box office it would have made if it was just strictly in theaters. That's the only thing about like HBO Max like releasing some of these, just because of COVID and everything. But I think that's
we're socialists like the Panthers. We don't care how much money it could have made. As long as the message gets out to the people.
Exactly.
Corey, you just need to look past like watching movies in your PJs.
I mean,
No,
it's just,
A day's coming, man. A day's coming when you got to get your ass out of your house and go to the movie
I'm right there with you, though. I feel like this thing would have done great, especially if it came out in this month. You know, considering what it's representing, yeah, it definitely could have done really great.
Could have pulled numbers, but who's saying that is?
We don't
I mean,
fucking know. You know,
we're probably getting to a point where numbers. It's pulling views, and those views.
Yeah, but those views ain't really
equivalent to numbers.
No, it's not really. It's not.
Oscar time or whatever the case may be.
You know what's interesting though?
And that's one thing, but at the same time, box office, overall, you kind of makes you wonder how much it would have made.
Totally
we're all swimming in the same toilet
I
right
totally
now.
hear you on that, but there might be an issue where a film like some of these films might be enjoying a better audience who wouldn't have went out if they didn't already have this subscription service. Maybe there's someone that's waiting on Kong to come out or the new Mortal Kombat. And this is a bonus to them, and they're like, "Oh."
See, don't think about Kong. And I was thinking about Kong yesterday. I normally see the King Kong films in fucking 3D.
With that shit, yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I might have to.
It's hard to say, man. Because
I'm taking the second vaccine. I might sneak to the theater and watch that one.
It's hard to say because it's all this is all like unfamiliar territory to all of us. Like we don't know what to even expect. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
very true.
Black Panther did great in February, but with this kind of enjoy, I feel like this would have did great. But like I said, having this thing on this platform that people are already subscribed to, it might make certain people more inclined to check it out than they would if they had to actually go, sit in the theater, especially now, this time of year. Like short of having Marvel and having Michael B. Jordan and Chadwick and them and the Panther, this is about the Panthers, but this is a different realm, I think this is tapping into a different, part of, people's interests,
Definitely.
But
it's well worth the watch.
Hey, let's don't talk about this fucking movie. Hold up, let's go to the next one.
On to the next.
God damn. So we're gonna be here all night.
Woo! I don't have one. I do have some cool movies to talk about. This is not one that's like super cool on my book.
Let's talk about something that somebody wants to see. If it's a crap movie, just skip it.
I mean, no, I can't do that. I got to do my job.
We're
gonna be here all night, man. All night long.
Hey,
what you got?
I'm here.
What you got?
So I got this film. It's called Run, Hide, Fight, and it dropped January 15th.
I think I watched this.
2021. Yeah, it's pretty much a 17-year-old high school student uses her wits and survival skills and her compassion to fight for her life and those of her fellow classmates against a group of live streaming school shooters. So in a nutshell, it's the Columbine story mixed with Die Hard.
This was Street Fighter?
No, Die Hard.
Double Dragon?
Like Die Hard.
Streets of Rage?
No, Die Hard.
Okay.
So
who's starring in this? What do we?
The most notable actor to me was Thomas Jane.
He is here. I see. He's our daddy.
He's the daddy. And then you get Isabel May, Cindy Bella, and Ella. I guess it's Brown.
Hold on. Who's the black dude right here? You don't show his face like that.
But nevertheless, this film is okay at its best. I feel like it was. It's funny because when you look at the reviews and stuff, the younger crowd is really saying this movie is woke and so politically charged and so aware of what's relevant to the world now, and that's just because these school shooters are making students
the way they're presenting it,
streaming and all that. And I was like, dude, no. Personally, I feel like it's distasteful subject matter. You don't really have to go down this path. If you do, you could take a better approach. You know what I mean? To me, it wasn't really that entertaining. The acting was decent, but overall, it was overshadowed by a poor storyline. So
kiss it or diss it.
I diss it.
Okay.
Yeah. Was that quick enough for you, Corny?
That's good enough.
Yeah,
what
but
you got, Corny? What you got?
I don't have anything. I don't have anything.
You don't have anything?
You rocking with us? All right. Well, the only one I'm gonna bring up, well, man, Bob might have this on his list too, man. Michael Memory.
Oh, fuck yeah, I do, and I'm going.
What?
Why you mad?
Oh, that film. Oh, okay. I didn't even sit down and watch it.
Well, here's my thing. So
bad things.
I enjoyed this, dude. Like, I mean, here's the thing.
You like fighting?
Yeah, that's the thing about it, though. So I feel like this movie has triggered people. Like, there's a divide on the internet as far just because the nature of that relationship and how it's presented. Pretty much, you get a guy who just premiered his film on at an award night. He's going to he's at an award ceremony or whatever the fuck. You know, he just got nominated and shit like that. So this is afterwards. This is them coming back to the house and trying to cool down after this night. And I guess one of the biggest things that sets off this argument is the fact that he got up there on the stage and accepted his his accolades, but didn't thank her. And she's kind of in her feelings a little bit about it. Yeah, but that's one of the things that's at the immediate surface. But what's interesting about it, the way this thing is shot is crazy. The black and white film adds a lot of dramatic character to it, but it's very minimalistic, man. There's not really much music. There's a few musical tones throughout the whole thing, not many, but one of the things that's interesting is this couple's bickering, dude, and that's become controversial online, like in its own right.
Yeah, man.
This thing, half the people hate this film and half the people love it, and I think the part of it is how you look at what was going on with this argument. So I feel like some people have been projecting themselves onto these characters a little bit, and maybe that can affect how you look at it. But me, looking at it from the outside, I fuck with it because it just seemed like some shit that seemed pretty real to me, man. I thought Zendaya did a great job playing a role, and I thought John David Washington did a great job too, because it's like there's situations where as this thing plays out where it's like either one of these could dead it, but for whatever reason they come back, they bring it right back, and they keep it going.
I'm not trying to cut you off, but what really great did they do outside of like just dialogue?
That's it. That's what this whole thing was.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm cool with that. And I'm cool with that because
you're good with that. You're watching. You're cool with watching an hour and 45 minutes of two people just going at their throat.
Yes, because there's not
for no reason.
Because there's not many films that.
What are you talking about, Bob?
There's not many films.
There's a lot of films that's just dialogue.
Yeah, there's a lot of films that are just dialogue.
But all this film does is just a give and take of them arguing with each other.
And that's what was sold to us.
It's give and take in Reservoir Dogs.
They argue about three things,
and that was sold to us in the trailer
over and over. You know what? I wish I just watched the trailer because I watched the movie.
You loved the trailer so much, Bob.
I did. I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to bring a little more to the table.
But like I said, man, like I said, it depends on how you're looking at this thing, man. For me,
hey, Bob.
I'm gonna let Cory live, and then
One thing, Bob.
About this film.
One thing I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you feel right now.
Mm-hmm.
Think about how you feel when you watch the M. Night Shyamalan film. You're gonna be betrayed just like this when you watch Old. You're gonna be like an old sad man.
I don't think so, man.
I don't feel like an old sad man. I'm gonna let him live before I cook this motherfucker.
Man, a lot of the criticism I saw with this thing was like people were looking at it like well, that wouldn't be me, or I'm like, I'm just looking at this. I don't know these people. I'm not taking no sides. I don't know if Marie's correct. I don't know if Malcolm is right. I'm just looking at a couple, and I look at both of us and looking at this.
It's not about right or wrong.
There are moments in this thing where
Carcetti's running for mayor on that episode.
But like I said, there's moments in this where this couple is going head to head, and there's moments where it's like, all right, it's over. It can be done. It can be peacefully. And either one, maybe it's Malcolm sometimes. Maybe it's me sometimes. They'll add one more thing that starts the whole shit back up.
And it would be cool if they just
It was
Let
cool to me.
be
I
that.
fucked
But-
with it.
Okay,
Like,
all
I'm
right.
sorry. Like,
All right. No, you don't have to. Don't apologize. No, I mean, if it's entertaining, it's entertaining.
It was entertaining to me, dude.
If it's entertaining, it's entertaining.
Mhm.
But like to me, you know what I'm saying? Like it was an hour and
I'm not
45.
arguing.
It was an hour and 45 minutes of fussing, bickering, and fighting.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just pretty much a depiction of a toxic relationship.
Yeah, that's
that's
it.
okay. You know what I'm saying?
That's all it was trying to
And
give
to
you.
anyone who's never been in one or that doesn't know what that shit feels like, maybe it might hit different chords.
But can you get some credit for portraying that in a way that made you feel like, God damn, this is a lot.
To
like,
me,
this is a lot for me. Like,
to me, what it did, I had to take this movie in a 2-day span. Like I watched the first.
Too.
I watched the first 30 minutes, and I was like, God, I don't even want this much yelling in my real life. I'm not gonna watch this shit on TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to take a break, and then. For the cast, and only for the cast, did I finish watching it.
Hoping
It's only 2 people
in this entire thing,
that it would get better, but it doesn't. They argue over the same 3 things, and I'm like, "Fuck, man, come on, man!" Like you know,
I feel like that's kind of how in real life it goes.
And that's cool. But you know what? When you live that shit, or when you've experienced that shit, I don't want to see that shit. I'd rather watch zombies eat somebody's face off.
Okay.
I'd rather watch, some other shit.
And that's where I kind of feel like I feel like when things are done well, you should have a reaction like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
That's true.
There's a difference between me watching New Jack City and them taking over the car to how I feel when I'm watching Menace. Like Menace feels a lot more realer than what's.
That's a real movie. New Jack City's kind of like a cartoon when you really go back and watch it.
And I think maybe that's what's going on with this film, with this Malcolm and Marie. And I don't think that should be a strike against this film.
No, it's not a strike.
If it's capturing that realism and how that actually feels, it makes you feel a way.
What I'm saying is, if
that's what we're going for, right?
If you're living in a situation where this is your everyday life, you don't want to watch that shit the way that it was portrayed.
Yeah, there's a million
because there was no gray area.
But there's people that aren't living that
at each other,
or there's people who have lived through that and who can relate to it.
I did, it sucks. And I was watching that shit, and I was like, "What the fuck, man? I don't want to watch this shit."
All right, yeah. So you definitely have something else that's preventing you from enjoying.
Corey, you have any cookies there?
On the level that I have, that I enjoy.
Hey, Corey, you got any cookies there?
Nah, I ate them all like 2 days ago.
Oh man, I was going to say give Bob a cookie so he can feel a little bit better.
I'm
You got like a Snicker bar or something?
No, it's not.
Okay, you get like a choke of weed from you.
This is not a knock on this film.
But I don't think that should be I don't feel like that should be a knock. Like I feel like
for my own personal. It's not a knock.
The way you're presenting it, it seems like that's a knock for you for this film being that.
Tell me this. In the film, are they arguing like y'all are arguing right now?
What I'll say is this. The film, outside of the dialogue and the arguing, it didn't have anything else to offer to me. Like
that's all I saw in the trailer, though, too. So
it didn't have anything else to offer. So for me,
did I expect John David Washington to shoot bullets backwards?
No. For me to be like,
can you catch an argument like a bullet?
For me to watch this film, like I was just looking for something else. Most of the time when we watch films, you know what I'm saying. The films offer a plethora of different things.
This
one offered.
It was just 2 people in a house.
But there was nothing else to offer. Like there was no light at the end of the tunnel. Matter of fact, it was a dark tunnel. It was just an argument. It was an hour and 45 minutes.
You know what the scary part is?
Was anything resolved at the end of it?
No,
it wasn't. The part is.
It started where it ended, and nothing was fixed.
You know what the scary part is? We're probably gonna wake up and do that same shit again tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know what the definition of crazy is doing the same thing, expecting a different result.
But that to me made it real, dude. Like I mean, it's maybe I don't know. Maybe you didn't enjoy watching it. But,
hell no, they couldn't pay me to watch that shit again. Fuck that. I wouldn't watch that shit if they paid me to.
But for me,
you're emotional.
Yeah,
I'm sure you don't got any cookies.
Sometimes these things
It's okay.
cause,
I'm hitting my pan. I'm good.
but like I said, I think that's what was the win for me, was that emotional watching them two just butt heads back to back. And like I said, man, there were moments in this film where maybe if she backed down, it would have been over. Or maybe if he backed down, it would have been over. But like they just boom, right back at it. And like, I don't know, man. I like watching this thing play out, man. And it had enough there to keep me interested. The way it was shot, the minimalistic style of it, you know what I'm saying? And the fact that you could tell that this was a couple that had been together for a while. They fucked with each other, but at the same time, they're gonna fuck with each other. But you know what I'm saying? And that's what came across in the screen and me watching this. Dude.
That's my opposite view. Is like you said, because neither one backed down. Because if one of them would, we wouldn't have an hour and 45 minutes.
It's real life, man. Some
hour.
motherfuckers argue for hours.
How do you think you're gonna have a film? How do you think you're gonna have a runtime on a film if they disagree with each other?
Still arguing.
To me, that shit stressed me out. I think if I wasn't bald headed before I watched it, I would have been bald headed afterwards.
I would have.
I got a couple more gray hairs in my beard because I watched that shit. Because I was like, God damn, man, I mean, this is.
I would implore you to watch it again because, like I said, man, I like out the gate. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. My man took his time. He made his mac and cheese, which shows that people eat mac and cheese out the box.
Blue box. It's blue box mac and cheese. I was with that shit.
Yeah, y'all be front,
I was with that shit.
Y'all be front like.
But she didn't put no shredded cheese in there, so she didn't enhance it.
Because it's not. This is a quick snack.
I'm about enhancing.
People front like they.
I also put my Swiss Miss rolls in the refrigerator.
They front like
the crunch.
People front like they only eat mac and cheese Thanksgiving style and holiday. No, motherfuckers get in between. You eat
blue box mac and cheese is like a cup of noodles, man. It's the same shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, we're going to disagree, but I enjoyed this film, and I would recommend at least watching it. I don't know how it's going to hit you, but I would say watch it.
I would say this. I too agree to disagree, but I would recommend everyone watch it because what is this film? Even though it's shot in black and white, there is no gray area. You are either going to like it or you are going to fucking dislike it. That is it. So that's that with that.
I liked it, dude. I'm sorry.
And I didn't. And I would never watch it again.
Because I'm feeding for Euphoria and I'm feeding I enjoyed it, bro.
I didn't. Because I'm not feeding to hear nobody yelling.
So hold up, was that me? My movie or your movie?
That was your movie.
Oh, I got no more. You got any more?
Oh, I got a couple. I got two.
What you got, man? What you got?
So,
I gotta watch this too.
Yeah, the next one I have is Below Zero, and it was given to us on Netflix.
Yep.
And it dropped on January 28th, and it's a good film. What it is it's pretty much it's like Con Air without the cage factor. You know what I mean? So you get it's on a lonely road. There's a prison transport bus that's assaulted, and the one policeman that's still alive and stuff and driving and survives. He kind of he's trying to figure out how to save the prisoners that didn't get taken out during the midst of the melee, and figure out what's going on and why the person that is making these events happen is kind of doing what he's doing. All in all, it's a good film. I think I want to say it was shot in Spain. Spain.
I think it's coming out of that same production company or realm as the what was the shit in the middle where they had the
shit in the middle.
Yeah, the movie with they had the little thing in the middle, the platform.
Oh, okay.
Was that the name of it?
The shit in the middle, yeah.
No, it's called Platform, right?
Shit in the middle.
Yes, that one.
Well, we're getting these Spanish language films because I started watching it. I'm gonna come back because I started watching it, but I started watching the dub and I wasn't liking how that was feeling. So I think I'm gonna try to rewatch it again with the original language.
I will say this with the dub, like when it gets to the point where you finally get to see the individual who's kind of like pulling all the strings. He has this weirdo like Sean Connery dub that's going on, and he doesn't look like that. Like the voice doesn't fit the actor. It's just like, what the fuck's going on? But all in all, I enjoyed it. I think it was a great Netflix film to watch. It was intense. I was on the edge of my seat. and it goes by rather quickly. You know what I mean? And the actors, even though I don't know who any of them are, they're all, Spain.
Spanish.
No, I think from Spain, like they're all like kind of like
Spanish.
Well, yeah, but they're from Spain, so I think that
means they're Spanish.
That yes, it does. But in Spain, they're probably like a little more well known than to me, Bob from
like Penelope Cruz.
Yeah, I remember her from Blow.
Or Javier Bardem.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know any of the actors, like firsthand or anything, but they all did a good job in the direction, the tone, the atmosphere that was set for this film. It all kind of like it really coincided. And what I will say is this is like the third phase of the film really does a great job at bringing everything full circle. So when you have this style of film, like that is the make or breaker for it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't tie all of the loose ends together, in a proper way, it falls short for me. And this one, it did a great job at bringing everything full circle and making everything make sense. And it all kind of, as far-fetched as it was, and with all the inconsistencies and easily overlooked shit, the third phase really just it commanded ultimate attention and brought the film a certain level of cohesiveness that I really, really appreciated. I would definitely watch this film again with someone that hasn't seen it. I would not go out of my way to watch it again like solo, just because I know, the ins and outs. But it's a fun watch if you see it, if you've seen it, and you watch it with someone who hasn't seen it, just to get that like awe factor. It would be cool, you know what I mean?
The buzz on it is really good, high right now. That's why it came on my radar.
Yeah.
All right, what you got, man?
I'm gonna give my classic rewatch.
Oh, now you got one.
I do have one.
I thought it was done, folks.
I don't have a case right now, but pretend like I'm holding up the case for Gladiator in my hands.
Tough pass, Craig.
You might think pretend like I'm holding up the case for Gladiator, but I rewatched that this past weekend. Russell Crowe.
Are you not entertained?
Connie Nielsen. Huh?
Are you not entertained?
I'm not. I am entertained. Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix. I'm trying to think of who else was in that film. Those are the main three actors in the film, but overall it's about
Jamin Hansu.
Jamin Hansu was in it.
Yeah, one name. All his characters got one name.
Yeah, but overall it's this movie was from like 2000. It surprises me that film is that old, because I remember going to the theater with my dad and seeing it, years ago. It's basically Maximus Decimus Aurelius. He's a general, Roman general.
We only need to.
What was his whole name again?
Maximus Decimus Aurelius. Yeah, that's his name.
Decimus Aurelius.
Yeah, they said a hell lot of it in that film. But
sounds like three first names.
He was kind of entrusted to he was entrusted to make Rome an empire again. I mean, a republic again. At the death of Caesar, I guess it was. You might have to look it up. Is it?
Did you just?
I forget what Caesar it is. But anyway, I forget what Caesar it is. But overall, it's a good film. He's put in slavery and pretty much has to fight for his freedom, and pretty much confronts the man that betrayed him. What is wrong with y'all?
We could have wrapped this up instead of you talking about Gladiator.
Bob has like 3 more movies. That's why I just wanted to talk about Gladiator. My classic watch.
I'm ready.
Gladiator is like one of the movies everybody sees. Like if you ain't seen
Gladiator, but it's just a rewatch, and I really enjoyed it. I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it in a couple of years.
Aurelius, Dericius, all this.
I want to talk about the Blues Brothers right now, because nobody's seen it. It's like, let me stop. What you got?
This is my last show, by the way.
So my last movie that I got,
can't say Orchard. I'm just gonna be drinking every Tuesday, Wednesday night when y'all doing this episode.
Fuck Gina Carano. All right, what you got?
Should I talk about the old movies I watched?
Oh, you had another movie on there.
I do have a
You want to go? What are we doing?
Oh, Bob, you just bust my balls about Gladiator. I'm not gonna be nice at all.
What is that, Uncle Ruckus?
Oh, man. No. It's actually it's not Uncle Ruckus. It's called Uncle Peckerhead, which is is oddly enough, this is one of the outside of the Judas. This was the best movie.
Outside of what?
Uncle Peckerhead.
No, you say outside of something.
Judas.
Oh, the Black Judas in
No, it's Judas and the Black Messiah.
okay.
Come on, man.
I don't know the names, man. I'm getting old, bro. Like
That's why I
call
keep
that
my
joint,
notes. That's why I keep my notes.
Little Black Judas.
That's what I'm saying. Stop saying that.
Little Black Judas.
the Fred
Stop
Hampton
saying
movie.
that. It sounds mean.
The Fred Hampton movie.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So fuck, man. All right.
Little Black Judas sounds like a real racist film, does it, Cory?
Fucking A.
You
gotta
Little Black traitors!
So
I'm not even saying no. I'm just trying to get to the end.
yes. So to bring this shit full circle, Uncle Peckerhead. It's a good fucking film. It came out last year, August 11th, and pretty much it's a punk rock band, and they finally get their first little tour
Break.
situation. Yeah, they get a shot. They get a crack at it, and they're low on funds, and this dude he has a van, and he offers to be their groupie. In a sense, like he's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll ride y'all around on your little 7-stage tour, and help y'all get put on and everything, and do the legwork. Only kicker is that every night at midnight he turns into like this demon thing that eats people, and they kind of get hip to that shit. And like, what the fuck? But as the movie goes on, like they're kind of like a little bit passive about it, and so it's kind of like a give and take situation. I high five and commend this movie for the energy and the effort. Like it was original in a sense, where like the direction that they took it in. The music was cool. I'm not really big on like punk rock I'll rock out, when given the right opportunity, but like the punk rock scene was never really my niche. But the music was good, and the fact that this little like this 3-person band, and like even like the lead singer has it's like stage fright and shit. Like he doesn't even like to fucking be looked at and stuff when he's singing it. I mean, there's a lot of little quirks.
Sounds like
about
Adam
this film.
Driver.
Yeah, it's a lot of little quirks about this film that really just make it like really entertaining. But the gore factor, like they put a lot of effort into like
It's just like Psycho Gorman in a way.
No, it's a different type of film.
No.
What's happening is he's a roadie in a way and kind of helping him out.
Yeah.
But the first time he does what he does, it freaked me the fuck out. I really enjoyed this film, though. I really enjoyed it.
You see what I'm saying, though? It's like it's a very enjoyable film. The actors were great, even though like I don't know any of them. They're all. I mean, this is 100% B-rate gem. Like I'm going to own this film. I'm going to track it down somewhere. I'm going to find it. These are the kind of B-rate films that like I look for to put in my collection, just because whenever I get the opportunity to put somebody on to a film like this, they really never explain. Is he just a ghoul, or they never really explain exactly? Yeah, they never really explain what he does. But at midnight he just he transforms. It's not like a werewolf. He just transforms into this certain particular thing, and he likes to eat people.
It's kind of like a ghoul or whatever, like a zombie or whatever. He just pretty much
zombie werewolf.
So he's Republican.
No. Nah.
Man.
He's not that kind of ghoul.
He's not that kind of ghoul.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a different kind of ghoul. That was great, man. High five on that one, bro.
Yeah, but
it was
one of the things about it though, he tells at first he has like a medicine or something that he's using to at least he's telling them that he uses to kind of suppress it. But that end up being like a
he was lying.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought it was like a placebo or something.
Yeah, he just told them that shit. They're like,
yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, I would strongly employ anyone who can come across this shit. I mean, it's kind of hard to find, but we've done it via different streaming services. How'd you get to it, Corny?
Trick or Treat Radio reviewed it a couple months ago, and I think that I guess I rented it. I want to say I rented it on Apple.
Matter of fact, put it this way: you can watch it for free on Vudu right now.
There you go. They got
it as part of their free. It's going to be with ads, but you can watch this film free on Vudu.
That's all right. It's worth watching the commercials. But all I'm saying,
it was a fun movie. I really liked it.
It's fun. It's entertaining. It's B-rate pleasure. This is like.
It's currently enjoying 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. You can rent it for $3.99 on Vudu, or buy it for $8.99.
There's nothing wrong I'm going to say about this film. Like, this is the kind of, like, it's funny because, like, for this to be like a horror film, like a lot of the mainstream horrors that have came out lately have fallen short for various reasons. We don't have to get into all that right now. But this one, it found a way to raise the bar. You know, a little bit as an independent film with just a crazy concept and just originality and, you know, effort, energy. You know.
By the way, Bob, I still owe you for busting my balls during Gladiator, even though I like this film. In 2 weeks, yeah.
Damian,
in 2 weeks,
Jamius.
In 2 weeks. That's all I got to say.
You're not entertained.
I'm like Prince's Farm.
Are you entertained?
I don't forget. I always remember.
That's cool. As long as you're entertained.
All right, you done? That's it?
I'm done, yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah, I talked about Gladiator. That's like my classic film to watch.
All right.
Yeah, give me some time to talk about my Instagram shit. Let's go. I want to
try to make it Gladiator too.
I want to tell people about my Instagram. That's what I do.
Yeah, all right, folks. That's it, man. Thanks for tuning us out. Subscribe to the channel, like what you see, and do whatever.
You said tuning us out?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what I just said. My name's Cory. You can catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter, Instagram. Follow the podcast at FromTheCanopy. Email us FromTheCanopyPod@gmail.com. Like and subscribe to the channel. We'll be out here. We're gonna be back soon.
I'm Bobby Blockbuster. I do have an Instagram. At Bobby Blockbuster 118.com, I think is how it works.
Yeah,
that's how it works. At 118. Oh no, Bobby Blockbuster at Instagram.
At Bobby Blockbuster.
Bobby Blockbuster 118 at Instagram.
No, stop. I'm gonna put it in the notes, people. All right, what you got, Cornelius? Take us home.
I'm Cornelius Burrows. You can find me on Facebook, Cornelius Burrows. On Instagram, Cornelius Burrows. On
there we go. That's how
Twitter at Cornelius1976, and on TikTok at Cornelius1976. I'm looking at The Wire. Snoop is actually in this one.
Yeah,
that's what Snoop and Chris and
Chris.
Yeah.
It's all Marlo.
Who's the guy that was like their boss?
Nobody. It was Marlo.
No. It was that.
Marlo is.
Marlo was the boss of that.
Yeah, that was Marlo. No, not Marlo Stanfield. Yeah. It's the other guy. It's the other guy that took over. Because there was three of them. It was Snoop, it was Chris, and it was that other guy.
Marlo.
No, that's not Marlo.
Snoop and Chris worked for Marlo. Marlo was part of the co-op, but he was kind of running on his own.
Oh, okay.
It's been a while. That's why I started rewatching it, because it's a good show, bro. It's got a lot of shit going on. But yeah, folks, catch us next time. Sorry to Kid Cudi. Eat your vegetables so you don't end up looking like him. But we're gonna be back on the next episode.
Broccoli does somebody good
soon, man. I don't know what to watch. I got a bunch of movies I gotta catch up on. There's some stuff that I've seen that I want to see that we didn't get to in this show. But thanks a lot, folks. Thanks for checking us out. We're gonna be back soon. Peace. Yeah, I think that's